Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya. The very first topic we are going to talk about is, of course, the Micah Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence drama. So, recently, we are going to react to the video first, and we are going to give a look at what Tank Lawrence exactly had to say about what he said that triggered Micah Parsons.
You know, Dallas is my home. I made my home there. You know, my family lives there. You know, I'm forever going to be there. But, you know, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah. We here.
We're here. Demarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Seahawks. Thanks for joining us.
So this triggered a lot of fans in Cowboys media, along with a lot of media writers for the Dallas Cowboys that I do follow on a regular basis. It not only triggered them, but it also triggered the star of the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons. You've got a tweet here. Credit to Ari Miarov. This is pretty much a nice screenshot of the tweet that is in question. The tweet was, quote from the video, "Dallas is my home, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl." Micah Parsons, quote, tweeted the post. It said, "This is what rejection and envy looks like. This is some clown bleep." Demarcus Lawrence then commented on his subtweet, his quote tweet, and said this: "Calling me a clown doesn't change the fact that I told the truth. Baby, if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left." Let's put this into perspective. First, is Demarcus Lawrence wrong? No, he's not. But does that make his comments right? No. I have done my research this morning. It seems that Demarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons really didn't have the best relationship in the locker room. I don't know if that had to do with Micah Parsons' podcast. I don't know if it had to do with something more personal that was outside of the game of football. It may have had something to do with something that did happen on the football field. There's still a big gray area there. But to say what Micah Parsons said, that he felt rejected and envious, could that be true? Yes, because it has been reported that the Dallas Cowboys did not offer they did not offer Demarcus Lawrence another contract, because Demarcus Lawrence did get $42 million for 3 years. That's well over, I think it was $14 million. So that's a little more than I think Dallas probably wanted to pay for a person like Demarcus Lawrence, who is on the last end of his career. But this is some clown crap. Is it wrong for Demarcus Lawrence to say what he said to a certain degree? Again, like I said, that don't mean his comments isn't right, because Demarcus Lawrence is 100% true. And let's just talk about this in Demarcus Lawrence's perspective. This is a problem with the Cowboys culture, in my opinion. They know they cannot win. Demarcus Lawrence knows the Cowboys can't win a Super Bowl in the coming years. So what does Demarcus Lawrence do? Demarcus Lawrence decided, hey, I'm going to test my free agency, and then I'm going to go elsewhere. But there is a double-edged sword there. There is truth that he knows he couldn't have won a Super Bowl there. But the other side of that, Demarcus Lawrence didn't get a contract from the Cowboys, which probably pissed him off. It probably felt like he was betrayed by the organization, because he's been there for, I believe, 11 years, a very long time. He lives in Dallas. He went to college in Dallas. He probably wanted to be a Cowboy for life. He probably wanted to stay in the area for life. So there's probably, on one hand, he knew he wasn't going to get a Super Bowl, but he probably did not care, because Demarcus Lawrence has been exposed in the past of saying things like he's been tired in the Super Bowl and you can't handle the bright lights. He went on First Take I don't know if it was the Super Bowl before, not this Super Bowl, but the 2024 Super Bowl or the 2023 Super Bowl. I cannot quite remember. But he has been on the record stating that he was tired. He got tired come the postseason. And it's a long season having to deal with the Cowboys media. And that Cowboys stature is a lot and it's too much to bear when it comes to playoff time. And on the other hand, he knew he wasn't going to win. And yet he felt betrayed by the Cowboys. But I don't like that Micah Parsons decided to attack him on social media. This is another problem I have with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, keep it in-house. You could have texted him personally and said it was disrespectful and you didn't like it. You don't have to put it on social media for everybody to react to. And this is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. Everything is on the media. Every drama-filled action with the Cowboys is on the media. It is a problem. It has always been a problem. And it always will be a problem as long as Jerry Jones is the owner, because there is not a culture there. You're telling me with a culture like a Bill Belichick, do you think that would have happened? In a culture with Mike Vrabel, would that have happened? With a culture like Andy Reid, would that have happened? It wouldn't. It wouldn't have. Because the front office sets the standard. You got to keep stuff like this in house. This is personal. By no means. This really has nothing to do with playing for the Dallas Cowboys. This is more personal. It is very personal. You calling somebody saying this is some cloud crap and this is what envy and rejection looks like, and to move on to what what Demarcus Lawrence did say, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left. The problem I have with Demarcus Lawrence's response is this. Bro, you said spent less time tweeting, more time winning. You was playing with him. Why are you saying you should have spent more time winning and you was his teammate? You were the one who only played 4 games this season. So did you hide your injury because you knew that they weren't good enough to win? And you saved yourself and you knew you were going to leave in the offseason? Or is it more personal? Do you have something personal against Micah Parsons? Because you can't come out here and say spend less time tweeting and more time winning. You were on his team. You got to help contribute. You were a contributing factor to the losing. You can't say that, Demarcus Lawrence. You can't say that. What your comments about you knew you weren't going to win a Super Bowl, were you lying? No. Do I agree that he should have been spent less time tweeting and being on a podcast during the season? Yes. But you can't go on top of that and say you should have spent more time winning. Demarcus Lawrence, you was on his team. You were on his team. You can't say something like that when you were his teammate. Are you 100% right about the tweeting thing? Are you 100% right about the podcast? Absolutely. 100% I agree with you to the core. Do I agree that you knew that you weren't going to win a Super Bowl there? Absolutely. But this is personal. And anybody who in media reacts to this is personal. And this is a problem that is greater than just Demarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. They know they can't win. This probably bleeds into the locker room. Stephen A. has been on the record before. He's had numerous conversations with people in the media, players, when the Super Bowl is around. You bring up guys like CeeDee Lamb, like Micah Parsons. Their teammates is like, oh yeah, man, they're the reason why we win. You bring up somebody like Dak Prescott, they're like, They know they're not good enough to win. But Jerry Jones will go and tell you all day they have the team. How bad does that make the owner look? Inside the locker room, they know he's not doing his job to make them great and put them in the best position. Because Demarcus Lawrence just said it here, and Micah Parsons has been on the record saying, hey, man, I want some free agents. We need some more guys. We need some help. He said it for the past 2 years. He right now with his contract, when he should be getting paid more than what Myles Garrett just signed in $40 million, he has been on the record saying he will take a pay cut just to get free agents. So when you, Jerry Jones, when you have your own players, one who just left your team and one who is still on your team saying, our team ain't good enough to win, we need more players. This, at the end of the day, this fight here, this is an indictment on you in the front office. You forced Demarcus Lawrence out because he probably felt like he couldn't win. He probably felt disrespected too. Do I think D-Law probably deserved $13-14 million from the Dallas Cowboys? Absolutely. Demarcus Lawrence has been a leader in the locker room. He has been the standard. He has kept the team together. Do I think he is a contributing factor to the weakness to some point when it comes to the postseason after his recent comments in the past? Absolutely. But our problem right now, stopping the run. What was Demarcus Lawrence's top thing he always done? He stopped the run. Who do we have right now on the roster that can stop the run? Nobody. Not one person. But back to the task at hand. Getting away from Jerry Jones and just the organizational aspect of it. Do I believe D-Law was wrong into making these comments like this because it fell out of pocket? Absolutely. As much as you've given to the fans, as much as you've given to the city of Dallas, you didn't deserve to make this comment towards the fans. Because when you said about the Cowboys, you said about the fan base. You said about the organization and the fan base as a whole. We loved you, D-Law. We loved you. I still love you. I mean, just because y'all know I keep it real. I keep it 100. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm glad D-Law said what he said to a certain degree. Because it's true. It is his home, but he knew he weren't going to win. And they know they can't win. So I'm not mad at D-Law on that point of view. I'm just mad he said it the way he said it and in the manner that he said it. And I don't like that he had to clap back at Micah Parsons, even though he had the right to do so. Because obviously if somebody calls you out in a tweet, you have the right to. But I just don't agree that this should have been handled on social media because it leads toward the problem what we have in the culture of Dallas. It should have been handled behind closed doors. Micah Parsons shouldn't have done what he did. Micah Parsons, both are wrong in the situation. Both are wrong and both are right at the end of the day. Was Micah Parsons right in calling him out, saying that it was bull jive, that he shouldn't have done it after all that he's done for the organization and the organization has done for him? Absolutely. Was Demarcus Lawrence right in pointing out that the Dallas Cowboys is not going to win anything and he needed to move elsewhere? Yes. Do I believe Demarcus Lawrence could have said it in another fashion? Yes, I do. But this is just another chapter in the culture of Dallas and the reason why the Dallas Cowboys can't win. It's always about drama and it's never about winning games. If you take anything from my conversation, because I know I am everywhere with this, because I got thoughts running in my brain as I am talking. There's one thing that is clear. The Cowboys are more about drama and popularity in the media than actually going on the field and producing. Do you think a player from the Chiefs, from the 49ers, it's happened with the Eagles, but they back it up on the field, the Patriots, any type of winning organization, winning culture, do you ever think that something like this would happen on social media? I haven't seen it. Specifically for somebody like the Chiefs, 49ers, point it out to me. I haven't seen it. I haven't. The Eagles they did it to a certain degree, but guess what? They went on the field and backed it up. And those rumors were coming from the reporters. It wasn't actually coming from the players from social media like it is for Dallas right now. Even Chauncey Golston tweeted something earlier in the week that talking about, dang, I thought it was about the brotherhood. Chauncey Golston, who I said that the Dallas Cowboys should have resigned, but bro, you're not the hottest thing on the block. What do you have to say? That's the problem. People who don't deserve to have a say shouldn't have a say. In this perspective, I know that's not true to this degree. Tank Lawrence, does he have the right to say what he said? Yes. Does Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons dang sure has the right to say what he wants to say. He's the best player on the team. That ship don't run without him. If Micah Parsons was not on that ball team right now coming up this season, they ain't winning nothing. Who on that defense is going to stop anybody? If you didn't have Micah Parsons, it's going to be a track race on that Dallas defense all day, every day. That quarterback, he'd be able to call his girlfriend, text his mom, make a sandwich, go ahead and write a tweet at the end of the game. Everything. But this is the problem with the Cowboys. And it will forever be a problem as long as Jerry Jones is the owner.